Hey everyone, welcome to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to run the Mario Kart 64 ROM without the need for an emulator. They did make a recompilation of it that will allow you to run the game without the physical, you know, uh, emulator itself. All you need is the ROM. Just a heads up, for those of you, if you have AVAS, it is going to flag it as a virus. So if you don't know how to, make what they call an exception for that, I will show you how to do that. So with that said, let's just go ahead and open up our browsers here. We're going to travel to two sites and we're going to download some files. If you saw the last video I did, you're going to know about the MK64 Reloaded. The one that used the Movement 64 emulator. So this one's going to be different. So this time, if you want to do it this way, you're going to need to click on here and you're going to download this file right there. So go ahead and download that to your system. Once you're done with that one, we're going to go here and we're going to go scroll down to the Windows version. So we're going to click on that one, download that, put that in your folder. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and close your browser. So you're going to end up with this. If you have the ROM, it should look like this in a zip format. So we're going to need to unzip that. So you have the HD textures here, the ROM, and then the recompiled software there so we can get it to run. So go ahead and extract the zip. You can say here, and then you can do this one and extract it to the folder with the name in it so it's easier for you to maneuver. So we can go ahead and delete both of these zip files. So your window should now look like this. And now what you should do is go over here and make a another folder, with the name of the software so you can find that easily later. So what I'm going to do now is minimize this. I'm going to show you how to add an exception to AVAST if you have that. So what we're going to do is double click on that. You're going to go to menu, settings, exceptions, and we're going to add an exception. So just literally point it to the folder where you're going to install the software itself. So in my case, it's L games. It's going to take a little bit to populate. There we go. So we're going to go to the Mario location here where that is set. So right there. So once you check on that, it's going to flag that full everything in there. It's going to not check it. And as the website says, it is a false positive, so there's no need to worry. So go ahead and click on that, click OK. And now you've created the, exception on there, so it will not check that folder. So once you're done, click on add, and you should not have to worry about a warning popping up when you use that. So let's go back to our two folders here. So like I said, go ahead and make a folder here where we're going to put the files. So go ahead and double click on there. You're going to take all those files, put them inside the folder that you created on the right side. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and delete this from the left side also. Okay, so now that we're done with that, what we're going to do is go ahead and double click on this and launch this. Click run. And as you can see, it's asking you for the ROM. So what we're going to do is click on that spot right there. And if it doesn't automatically point to the folder, just go ahead, browse your folders until you find the one that contains the ROM. You're going to highlight that, click open. And as you can see, once you do that, it says you can start the game. Now, if you want to use the program with the game locking stock, I have a couple of options there for the graphics and so forth. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So you got the options here. You got general controls, graphics, sound, and mods. But what we're going to do is we want it to work with the HD pack that we downloaded. So what we're going to do is head over here to the mod section. And it's telling us we don't have any mods. So what we can do, I believe, is click on there, install mods, and then this is the, what we want to install. So we're going to go ahead and click open. And once you see this populate, you should be good to go. Now, before you launch this, you're going to want to go back into the graphics spot here. And you're going to want to make sure that this is set to auto. If you set it to original or original 2, it's going to, do something here. And the HD pack will not launch. So you want to make sure this is set to auto. Your aspect ratio, you can do original or expand, and then you can do windowed or full screen. So I'm choosing my options here. If you leave it here at original, it should run the game at the original frame rate. If you want to use something besides 60, go ahead and click display. And what it's going to do is take the native, refresh rate that you're using and show it there. Mine is at 60, so it did not, make any changes. And then right here, I recommend if you're using the HD pack, just go ahead and click none on here because you don't really need the anti-aliasing with the HD texture pack. You have your sound options here and the mods we've already done, so we're good to go there. So once we've done that, we can go ahead and exit out of here. You're going to tell it to apply the changes you've made. Now, if you need to make any changes, like I said, to your controls, you can do it from within there. And now what I'm going to do is launch this, and it should launch the game with the HD texture pack. And as you can see, that is working perfectly. Now, I recommend you do it this way if you're really finicky with the game. This does look a little bit better than running it through the Mupen 64 emulator, even though that does do an excellent job of running it. It does depend on Nglide. And the Nglide one, even though the game runs perfectly, there's a spot in here where you go under the tunnel and it has like a display and it doesn't have a correct frame rate. But I'm going to go through there right now and you guys are going to be able to see that it does run it correctly. So as you can see, the little display up there is running, at the frame rate it should, so the game looks really good. So that is how to set this up and get it working without an emulator. Like I said, my preference, this works better for me than using the emulator, but it is all up to you guys, however you want to use that. So that's it with the video. If you guys make use of it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we will catch you guys on the next video. And as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments, and we'll see you soon.